Hi friends, good day. I'm starting a new chapter called as Employee Stock Option Scheme or Plan. Before I start this chapter, generally for any organization, retaining quality employees, retaining technically sound, strategically good employees who are useful to an organization is a challenging task because their competitors are always looking for the quality people, right? I think let me give a small example to give you a comparison. The recent past, last 2 years back or 3 years back, the Reliance has launched the Geo network. So, and because of their aggressive marketing strategy, uh, they were able to dig a hole in the Airtel market, right? Prior to that, Airtel was one of the leading companies in India. So, for example, before starting this project, before launching this Reliance Geo, let me take an example. A technically sound, strategically sound employee has been offered a good hike, package. What he was getting earlier in Airtel. Suppose in Airtel he was getting 5 crores package per annum. Now the Reliance has offered, say for example, 7 crores, 40% jump. So obviously, this is also Reliance is also a strong company, strong competitor. They are having good brand name, Reliance brand name. So therefore, the the employee of Airtel jumped to Reliance. After a few months again, Airtel came to know the reason. Then Airtel has offered that okay, you come back, we'll give you 10 crores. So Airtel is their parent organization. So he thought of like again 10 crores. He came back. I think now this will continue between Reliance and Airtel if really is worthy enough candidate. So then how to retain is a problem. It's you can't sometimes just simply retain that particular employee by keeping on increasing the remuneration. How long he's going to stay with you don't know. So this is one of the option is where the the enterprise or the company is having has come out with an idea. Actually, this idea is a brainchild or is a uh, uh, idea of American senator who has proposed this, right? Who has proposed that, right? To give employee stock option plan. So in USA, around 6,000 to 7,000 companies, around 6,000 7,000 ESOP companies are there. What do you mean by that? They're giving employee to employee to buy the shares, subscribe the shares, the option at a concession price, at a future date. The predetermined price, they say, predetermined price which is less than market value. I think that is simple thing. Okay, so I think, but for that there will be some condition. Now, if I offer, the other company also may offer. So I put a condition as a company that to subscribe this, you should stay with us for a particular period. This is what is called as vested period. And after that, we'll be looking at exercise, exercise period. After completion of vesting period, say if it is 2 years, they'll be telling you that exercise means the employee can exercise option, say within 6 months after completion of the vesting period, or within 1 year of the completion of the vesting period. I think this is what you should be looking at. It's a very simple chapter, my dear friends. This particular topic is from accounting point of view. The When they're giving you a concession price, it is a loss to them, no? For whom it is a loss? For organization, because they're offering at a price which is lower than the market value. Suppose market value is 1000 rupees, they're offering at 600. What is the loss? Tell me. 400 rupees. That 400 rupees loss has to be borne by the, that 400 rupees loss has to be borne by the company, and that loss how to amortize, how to split that loss. I think this is the whole idea of this particular chapter. And let me see, let me explain quickly. According to section 2 subsection 37 of the Companies Act, employee stock option means the option given to the directors, officers or employees of a company or of its holding company or subsidiary company or companies, if any, which gives such directors, officers or employees the benefit or right to purchase or to subscribe for the shares of the company at a future date at a predetermined price. I think they can offer these to ESOP to whom they can offer? Directors, they can offer to directors, officers or employees of a company or its holding company or subsidiary company. Okay, at future date, at predetermined price. Nowadays, under the scheme, many companies, particularly software companies and construction engineering companies, are offering equity shares to their employees at a concessional price. Is this clear? I think I give you one of my friend is working in Oracle. He has been provided this ESOP. They have offered it, like it's like incentive that they will feel happy. They'll be motivated. You know, when I am the owner of the company, part of the company, if I feel it's my company, my involvement will be much better, and by that the company will grow. Okay, so nowadays under this scheme, many companies, particularly software companies and construction engineering companies, are offering equity shares to their employees at a concessional price. What is concessional price? Difference between market price and exercise price, the price that has been offered. The main of this scheme is to retain the good employees in the organization and involve them in the affairs of the company. We'll be using the word ESOP or ESOS, both are same. Employee stock option scheme. The employee's gain is the difference between the market price of the share and exercise price. Is this clear? The gain is the difference between market price of the share and exercise price. For example, market price is 1000 rupees, exercise price is say 600. They gain to whom? The gain to employees 400, but it is a loss to an organization. It should be pointed out that enterprise will lose 400 rupees for each option. Let us assume that the number of employees are 1000. Therefore, the total loss will be 400 into 1000. It is coming to 4 lakhs rupees. This 4 lakhs rupees is to be amortized. Is this clear? This 4 lakhs rupees is to be amortized, means how to split these expenses. If the vesting period, okay, my dear friends, what is vesting period? The vesting period is something that is the employee should stay in organization during particular period is called as vesting period. A period of time, I repeat once again, a period of time in which an employee must work for an employer in order to fully own their shares in the company's stock option plan. A period of time in which an employee must work for an enterprise, that he should work for say 2 years. 2 years he should stay. Then only he is eligible to get ESOP. Okay, then coming back to this. If the vesting period is 1 year, the entire 4 lakhs will be recognized as an expense in that year. If the vesting period is 2 years, the amount to be recognized each year is 2 lakhs. How 4 lakhs by 2, assuming that no employee left the enterprise during these 2 years. It should be noted that the regulation related to ESOS for listed companies and other listed companies are separate. Simple logic. You are learned in buyback shares for Group 2, and also you are learned in redemption of preference shares. SEBI guidelines are applicable for listed companies, and for unlisted companies, Companies Act is applicable. Simple words. SEBI regulations are applicable for listed companies, and company share cap debenture rules are applicable for other than listed company. Now, I think this first part already I've explained, the definition has been covered. The company granting options to its employee will have the freedom to determine the exercise price in conformity with the applicable accounting policies, if any. That means companies having the option of fixing the price, exercise price, the price at which the share has been offered to employees called as exercise price. There shall be minimum period of 1 year between the date of grant of option and the date of vesting of the option. Date of grant and date of vesting. I mean, you can apply for this. I think there should be gap of 1 year. The term grant in relation to employee stock option means the issue of option to the employee under ESOP. The grant date will be the date on which the option is issued. Okay. Vesting period means the period during which the vesting of option grant to employee takes place. I told you 2 years period means after 2 years he can go for applying for subscribing for the shares. Vesting means the process by which the employee is given the right to apply for the shares of the company against the option granted to him. Exercise means making an application by employee of the company to the company for issue of shares against option vested in him under the ESOP. Exercise period means the time period after vesting within which an employee should exercise his right to apply for the issue of share, for the shares vested in him. I told you exercise period is nothing but after, say if I say after 1 year, after 1 year will be, after 1 year he should apply for it, and exercise period will be maybe before vesting period completes, that is after completion of the vesting period, or it is after vesting period 6 months or 1 year, whatever it is. That vesting period is for that number of months or number of years you should be working in the organization. Under the Companies Act, there shall be minimum period of 1 year between the grant of option and vesting of options. Okay, these are all explained. There are two methods of accounting for employee share based payments, that is intrinsic value method or fair value method. I think intrinsic value will be saying what is intrinsic value. Fair value is nothing but it is the price between the knowledgeable buyer and knowledgeable seller. Important terms to be remembered. Grant. Grant means an issue of option to employee under ESOS or ESOB. Vesting is the process I have told you. Vesting period also I have told you. Option means a right but not an obligation. This is very important. These 3 points I vesting already explained you. Vesting period I will already explained you. Option is nothing but is a right but not an obligation. It's not obligation that is mandatory that I should buy. It's a right. I got the right. I can, since I have been put a condition at the time of joining that you will be, if you stay for so and so period number of years, then you can subscribe the shares under ESOP. Okay, and SEBI regulations 14 has come into picture for listed companies. Excess period also I have already explained you. Excess price also I have already explained you. Intrinsic value is it is the excess of market price of the share under ESOS over the exercise price of the option. It's some simple words. 1000 rupees, we have taken previous example, is market value, and 600 is the price, and what is intrinsic value? 400. Excess of market price over exercise price. Exercise price means the price at which the employee is going to subscribe the shares. 600. 400 is intrinsic value. Fair value is the option between knowledgeable buyer and knowledgeable seller at arm's length transaction. Okay. Date of grant of option. In simple words, my dear friends, intrinsic value is nothing but loss. Fair value is nothing but loss. That's it. That loss is an expense to an employee. That's it. Now, we got one example here. Date of grant of option, April 2015, vesting period 3 years. Number of options granted 1250 shares. Market price of the share 200 per share. Exercise price 80. Nominal value 10. Exercise period 1 year. Assume that there is no change in the number of employees during the vesting period. You are required to calculate the amount to be recognized and expense in each year. Simple words. I told you intrinsic value we shall calculate. Market value and excess price. Excess of market price over excess price we have told you know. What is market price? 200. What is excess price? 80. So what is intrinsic value? 120. Total value of options. Total value of options is nothing but 1250. Number of options granted 1250. 1250 into intrinsic value 120. So how much you are getting? 1,50,000. So for 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. The 3 years is vesting period. No, by the time the vesting period is completed, you have to amortize the expenses. By the time vesting period is completed, you have to amortize the expenses. The amortization of expenses is nothing but 1,50,000 by 3, 50,000. Is this clear? Okay. Simple words. Market price is how much? 200. What is excess price? 80. Okay. Then the difference is a loss. Is a loss to whom? Organization. What is the loss? 120. How many number of options granted to employees? 1250 shares. 1250 shares into 120. 1,50,000. This 1,50,000 is amortization. Amortization means writing off. Writing off over a period of vesting period. What is vesting period, my dear friends? 3 years. 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18. It is coming to how much? 50,000 rupees. Is this clear? Now let us see the entries for this. Excuse me. We got two types of problem. When the vesting period is not exceeding 1 year and the exercise period is ending on or before the closing of the accounting period. When the vesting period is not exceeding 1 year means within 1 year you are going, the vesting period is going to be completed, and also exercise period is also going to be completed by year ending. What are the entries we shall write? Bank account data, exercise price. Please remember, exercise price into number of options exercised. Employee compensation expenses, value of option. This is a loss. Simple words. Employee compensation expense is loss. This is a loss. To equity share capital, to security P, and then the entry will be statement of P&L account data to employee compensation. We also can debit the study material. They are also using P&L account. So statement of P&L account, or we can write profit and loss account to employee compensation expense. If within 1 year, if vesting period is within 1 year, not exceeding 1 year, and excess period is also completing in the same year ending, so we can transfer compensation expense account to a compensation expense to profit and loss account. This is simple. Next, here we got one problem. This problem came in CA Inter May 2014. Arihant Limited has its share capital divided into equity shares of 10 rupees each. On 1/10/2012, it granted 20,000 employees stock option at 50 rupees per share. And the market price was 120 per share. The options were to be exercised between 10th December 12 and 31st March 30. The employee exercised option for 16,000 shares only, and the remaining options lapsed. The company closes its books on 31st March every year. Show journal entries with narration as would appear in the books of the company up to 31st March 30. Simple. Now, actually 20,000 options were, 20,000 employees are there. So what is stock option scheme? 50 rupees. They are granted stock option at 50 rupees. Okay. Now, you should see whenever you are starting the problem, we should look at value of option. Market value minus option price. What is market value? 120 rupees. What is option price? Tell me, given here 50 rupees. So what is the loss? 70. This value of option is a loss. Now since the dividend equity shares on 1, 10, 12 and the options were to be exercised between 10th December 2012 and 31st March 13 and books are closed on 31st March 2013. That means vesting period is within 1 year and also exercise period is also in the same year. So therefore 70 rupees is lost. No? So this 70, 120 minus 50 is how much? 70 into 16,000. Okay, my dear friends. So what is the loss? Because on 4,000 employees were not opted, it is not a loss to company. So that is why you should calculate only on 16,000. 16,000 to 70 is coming to how much? 11,20,000. In this case, vesting period is less than 1 year. Therefore, entire amount will be recognized as expense in the same year. So journal entry will be, come on, tell me, bank account data. I told you exercise price 50 rupees is called as exercise price, and employee compensation expense is a loss to equity share capital to security premium. Is this clear? And then this is the first entry. Second entry, tell me, statement of P&L account data to employee compensation expenses. It is coming to 11,20,000. These two entries actually. Okay, now I think this is not required to you. Alternative method. Alternative method, what they have done is nothing but it's not for you to, no need to worry much about it. They have taken actually 20,000 shares. They have taken actual option that has been granted. And what is the loss? 70 rupees. And they have opened an account called as employee stock option outstanding account. This employee stock option outstanding account is nothing but it is just like, for you to remember, like expense account data to outstanding expense. Simple words. But the logic is here. I'm only telling you to learn the entry. Simple words. This employee stock option outstanding account will close when you convert this into share capital. Outstanding means stock option scheme. Through stock option scheme, you are converting these stocks into shares into share capital. Till such time, this employee stock option outstanding account will appear. This is another option. Okay, generally this we follow when you are having the vesting period is more than 1 year. Okay, so employee stock option outstanding. But actually, employees have subscribed for how many shares? 16,000 shares. So now the employee option outstanding account is closing to the extent of, tell me, 16,000 shares. 16,000 shares into 70. If you want, you can take with a calculator, you can check 16,000 into 70. That means you are converting only to the extent of the number of options that has been exercised by the employee, 16,000. Okay, then to equity share capital, you have converted 11,20,000. Now the interesting point is 14 lakhs minus 11,20,000 is 2,80,000. How we got this? You can see 14 lakhs minus 14 lakhs minus 14 lakhs minus 11 lakhs 20,000 is coming to how much? 2 lakhs 80,000. This 2 lakhs 80,000, actually you are expecting that you want to convert the entire 14 lakhs into share capital, but employees have exercised only 16,000. No? This is no longer required. So by debiting this, what happened? You are reducing the employee stock option outstanding. Similarly, your employee compensation expenses were also created for 4,000 into 7, 2 lakhs 80,000. That is also no longer required. Why? Because they are not going to exercise this option. When they are not exercising the option, it is not an expense. That is why employee compensation expense also got reduced. Now you can see employee compensation expenses 14 lakhs minus 2 lakh 80. It is coming to 11 lakhs 20,000 is transferred to which account? Statement of P&L account. I think first method will be easy from the examination point of view. In study material, this has been better to follow this. I think you can expect This is only for explanation purpose I will. Only for explanation alternative. Okay, clear to all of you? Are you following all of you? Okay, next one. Let us look at the next problem. This is for when vesting period is exceeding 1 year. When the vesting period is exceeding 1 year, that is more than 1 year. For recognition of compensation expense. I told you when it is more than 1 year, employee compensation expense to employee stock option outstanding. Then amount transfer to P&L account. Statement of P&L account to employee compensation expense. The reason is that, like we have done the example, first example, 1,50,000. Sorry, I think we have started today. Say 1 lakh or something like that. 400, no, 400. I'll show you somewhere. Just a minute. Here. 1,50,000. Vesting period is say how many years? Yes, say 3 years. So 50,000. If suppose if you go by this here, employee compensation expense, you write 1,50,000. Employee stock option outstanding 1,50,000. Statement of P&L account. Every year you transfer how much? 50. This will continue for how many years? The same entry will continue for. This is 1 minute. Employee compensation expenses 50,000. To employee stock option outstanding account 50,000. And every year, till 3 years, this keep on, you will be recording the same. But after completion of third year vesting period, you write, since you are assuming that all shares have been subscribed, nobody has left the organization, then you write bank account debtor. Bank account debtor. Now for 3 years, exercise price, you can see what is exercise price. It has been given in the illustration there. First one. Come on, tell me what is exercise price, my dear friend? 80 rupees per share, no? 80 rupees per share. 80 rupees per share into how many shares? 1250. So 1250 into 80. It is coming to how much? 1 lakh. Then here what is that you write? When you are collecting the entry, bank account debtor, you write 1 lakh. Exercise price into number of options exercising 1 lakh. Employee stock option outstanding account total 1,50,000. Okay, face value. What is face value of the share? I think you can see what is the face value of the share here. 10 rupees. Now you will be learning one more point here. Security premium you should learn. Security premium is the difference between market price and face value. That is 200 minus 10. It is coming to how much? 190. Okay, 190 rupees. Now you see here. Come back to this. So 2,50,000, no? To equity share capital. Equity share capital, what is the face value? You can see how many options? 1,250 options. Is it 1,250 options? No. Yeah. 1,250 options. 1,250 into, you write 10 rupees. What is the premium I told you? 1,250 into their premium written security premium. 190. So 1,250 into 10. 1250 into 12, 12,500. Equity share capital. Next, 1250 into 90. 1,12,500. Just a minute, I think some disturbances there. You can see this example. 1250 shares, no? 1250 shares, I just tell you. Market price 200 rupees. Okay, sorry. 200 market price I have taken as 1250 into what is excess price there, my dear friends? Excess price is 80 rupees. 1250 into 80. This is 1250 into 80. How much you are getting? 1 lakh. Bank account data 1 lakh. Okay. Now 1250 into 190. Here also I have done calculations. 2,37,000. Now you can see 1 lakh plus 1 lakh 50, 2 lakh 50. 2 lakh 50 is equal to 12,500, 2 lakh 37,500. No? So exercise price. What is exercise price? Exercise price is nothing but the price at which it has been offered. What is exercise price, my dear friends? 80 rupees. So here you are writing bank account data 1250 shares into 80 rupees. Employee stock option outstanding, total expense, it is a loss. It has been when you are closing this employee stock option outstanding account, when you are converting the employee stock option outstanding to share capital, employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. Is this clear? Employee stock option outstanding account will be debited. Okay, the same thing we worked out here, one problem. Gob India Limited granted 1,000 stock options to its employees on 1st April 2015 at 50 rupees per share. The vesting period is 2.5 years and the maximum exercise period is 1 year. The market price on the date is 150 rupees per share. All the options were exercised on 30th June 2018. You are required to pass journal entries with suitable narration. The face value of the equity share is 10 rupees. Simple. Whenever you are doing problem, I think vesting period is how many years? 2.5 years has been given. What is you can see what is the face value of share? 10 rupees. What is market value? 150. What is exercise price? Exercise price is how much? 50. Difference is what? 100. This 100 rupees is called as loss, no? Loss. Okay, or it is called the intrinsic value, right? Then premium, you can look at it. Premium part, you can look at it. Premium is difference between exercise price premium is between the market value, sorry. Premium is nothing but market value minus, tell me, face value. What is market value? 150. What is face value? Here is 10 rupees. So what is the premium? 140 rupees. Now the value of option, number of option into market price minus exercise price. What is number of option? 1,000. And What is market price minus excise price? Is 100 rupees loss. Is minus 50. 100 rupees is loss. So 100 into 1000, you are getting 1 lakh rupees. Therefore, total employees compensation expense is equal to 1 lakh. The employees compensation expense have been written off during 2.5 years on straight line basis. 2.5 years means vesting period. Within vesting period, you want to write off this. This is nothing but amortization. Amortization. Amortization is nothing but writing off. Is this clear? Writing off. 40,000 full first year, second year 40,000, third year 20,000. The entry will be employee compensation expense to employee stock option outstanding. For 2.5 years, 2016, 17, 18, 3 financial years, no? 3 financial years we shall split the expenses. Employee compensation expense to employee stock option outstanding 40. Statement of P&L to compensation expense like that. Next year 40,000 written off. Third year also how much has been written off? 20,000. Is this clear to all of you? Employee compensation to outstanding. Statement of P&L to employee compensation, or you can write P&L account. So every year like that, first year 40, second year 40, third year 20,000 has been written off. Last year, that is June 30, I think excise period is 30th June 2018 is excise period. 30th June 2018, the excise period, what they have done, they went for subscription. Subscription of how many shares? 1000 shares. What is the excess price? 50 rupees. And employee stock option outstanding is a loss, no? All 3 years loss is how much? 1000. I told you this loss will be closed when your employees are subscribing the shares. So employee stock option outstanding account is big, replaced by share capital with face value. Premium is how much? 140. Is this clear to all of you? I think this is about the topic. Simple words. Let me sum up this today's class. We have learned 2 things basically. Vesting period is the time where minimum the employee should work for that particular number of years. Excess period starts after vesting period. Then the purpose of this is to find out intrinsic value or fair value. Is a loss. How to get a loss? The loss is the difference between market value and excess price. And that loss is to be compensated by debiting employee compensation expense and creating employee stock option outstanding if vesting period is more than 1 year, exceeding 1 year. If it is less than 1 year, I think we can directly write the entry bank account data, employee compensation expense account data to equity share capital to security premium. We can write. Then employee compensation expense can be transferred to profit and loss. In simple word, the purpose of this topic is to split the loss arising by giving concession. That loss will be split in the phased manner. By the time the vesting period is completed, it will be split. And then the premium is the difference between the market value and face value is the premium. Is this clear? Just you can go through this chapter, and the next class we continue with some more problem. Till then, goodbye. Thank you very much. God bless you. I hope you have completed, you have been revising the NBFC, non-banking financial companies, and the preceding chapters, right? Thank you very much. God bless you.